Hey, what's up? This is Chris from The Longest Way, and we're in the forest again. Again, it's a little bit late, but now I can see lights there. 2 lights. And I turned off my light because I want to be smarter than them. I want to be able to see them and they can't see me. But I guess it's just people walking their dog. But it looks so strange. These lights searching in the forest. I turn on my light too, so it's not that creepy for them. Yeah, so I'm walking here, and as I was looking at these lights, I got to thinking, damn it, the dog is always pulling and sniffing at every fucking tree. I'm thinking about the world we live in right now is a very strange stage where there's really no secrets anymore. There's nothing like deeply inexplainable where we need the supernatural or the invisible, or just like these paradigms that previous generations and generations of people used to have, where when something happens, say you see a light in the forest, then you go, well, I don't know what that is, but I need an explanation. So that is the supernatural. That's like a fairy or something, or a demon or whatever. And that used to be totally standard in basically, I think, all cultures. Not that I know all cultures, but it seems that way. You know, and when I'm walking in the desert, sometimes I see these dust devils, you know, just little sort of pillars of dust that swerve up from the ground, and they dance around a little bit, and they move, and then they vanish. And I mean, what were you supposed to think? You know, like a couple of 100 years ago, you're looking at that thing and you're like, well, that's that's a demon or whatever. And I'm thinking right now, our planet is really small. The last places that people went to that nobody had ever been to before were both the poles, Antarctica, North Pole and the South Pole. Well, the other way around. And a couple of very tall mountains, and Tibet. Some places there, well, I guess I would qualify as just tall mountains, and then probably some places in the ocean, but that's it. And all these places have been conquered by humanity. I mean, now we got satellites, and we're like you know, like when you're playing, like, I don't know, Warcraft or whatever, and it has a fog of war. There is no fog of war anymore. The whole place is ours. There's no secret. Nothing is inexplainable, really. We're just kind of wondering what we're gonna do to the planet. That's it. But it's not like the planet is doing anything to us, or it doesn't seem like that. At least nothing inexplainable. Some people are like, well, climate change. It's always been like that. It's not us. Yeah. Seems very suspicious that it would happen so fast right now, right after the Industrial Revolution. So I'm wondering, like, at this point, there's really the globe is really, I guess you could say, it's getting boring. It's getting too small. There's no secrets. There's nothing new anymore. When you read travel literature from a couple of 100 years ago, it's fucking exciting. There's so much new stuff. You know, they're going to places. When you go like 800 years back and you read Marco Polo or Rubruck, not so much, but like Mendeley, and they're telling you about these places that they've been to in Asia, and for them it's totally normal to tell you these stories about people that are totally blue, just their skin is blue, or about people that are they're called monopods, I think, that are just in a strange shape. They're just basically a foot with like a face or something. Just very strange. And there's like this river that is made of it's not made, it's just it's just a rock river. Like it's just rocks that flow like a river, and then you would never be able to cross it, because like a regular river full of water, you could cross it with a boat, but how are you going to cross a river that's not water but rocks? So for them that would be normal. Like you tell that to somebody, and the person you're telling it to is not going to be like, what are you saying? That's bullshit. No, the person is going to say, yeah, sure, because the world had all these secrets and mysteries, and now we don't have them anymore. But I think if humanity makes it like really makes it beyond the solar system, then I think we will have them again, you know. And again, it's going to be an age of exploration, and an age of bravery, and an age of exciting stories, and you know, maybe you don't know if they're true or not, that come back after a long time from places that you can't go to, you can only hear about. Now basically for a person that has the means, I'm saying the money and the time, there's really no place on the planet that you couldn't go to. I mean, Mount Everest, they just kind of haul everybody up there, it seems. Yeah, so, but then it's going to be different. It's going to be, I don't know, even radio signal, whatever, it takes just such a long time to travel in space. And that's going to be awesome. And sometimes I'm wondering, like, there's a certain feeling of pity for past generations. You know, imagine having a toothache or an appendix, an inflamed appendix, or other minor problems like 200, 300 years ago. You wouldn't even get antibiotics. You wouldn't even get anesthetics. Like, you would just have to kind of suffer through, and people would cut a little, do something, maybe just pray, maybe splash you with holy water or whatever. That's just pitiful, you know. And you're like, thank God I'm born now. Thank God I'm not of that age. But then what a future generation is going to think? They're going to be like, what? you got only, like, I don't know, to 90 years old, and then you died? Life expectancy of like 80? That's ridiculous. Or they'd be like, what? You couldn't fix like cancer? That's fucking ridiculous. Like, how could you live? I remember when I was little, going to the dentist really hurt. Like, even the anesthesia, the little syringe that they put in your mouth, even that hurt. And now it doesn't hurt anymore. I don't know if I got tougher. I think they just got better. What are future generations going to think? But then there's the other element where I'm jealous of past generations, because they had the mystery. They had the secrets. Like a person, let's say, come here. The dog is still sniffing everywhere. Like, you know, I was telling you about the dude that I'm reading. What's his name? Richard Halliburton. Like, he goes to all these places and he climbs. That was one thing that I remember. He climbs the pyramids in Egypt, and he's just all alone at night on top of the pyramid. Not that being on top of a pyramid is something awesome per se. I mean, it would be interesting, but maybe it's not nice. But being able to do that, you know. And then there's the element of me as a 21st century person. I'd be like, no, even if I could, I wouldn't want to climb the pyramid because it's bad for the pyramid, you know. But times have changed, and for that dude, like, he was a child of a different age. He can go up there. There's no tourists. Not during the night. imagine being like a person on a Chinese wall, on a Great Wall, like maybe 100 years ago. And there's no fixed wall. I don't know if you've been to Beijing, but the Badaling Wall is just terrible. It's just terrible. It's just, they fixed it and it looks like Disneyland. It's just totally new. And then there's all these people, there's just throngs of people on top of that wall, and you're like, where's the wall? But then today you can go there. 100 years ago, going there would be difficult. Not that it's impossible, it'd be difficult. And like 400 years ago, it'd be even more difficult. And the wall would be even more interesting. It'd be manned. Yeah. Ah, damn, it's all mud here. Okay, those were my thoughts. I lost the two lights. They're just kind of gone. Maybe I scared them. Alright. Have a good night. Feel blessed for living now. Planet is still there. You can still go out. Trump hasn't fucked up everything. The CCP hasn't fucked up everything yet. But they're working on it, I guess. All of them. Have a good day. Peace. Dudettes and dudes.